Alright, welcome back to the stream. It's been a long time since I did this, so let's hope everything goes well. We are back in X-Plane in the 407, which is my favorite thing to fly at the moment. We're actually at Lanseria because I was flying around the other day, and this is where we left off. Why does it have baskets on? We'll sort that out in a minute. But yeah, it's been like 2 weeks or so since I last streamed, maybe more. Actually, it's definitely more. Things have just been really busy. Was away last week as well, which was interesting. But we are back. Hey, Kelly, I can see your comment on my iPad, but not on the stream itself. So yeah, thanks YouTube. I don't know what's happened there. Right. Let's. I hope my mic is working because it wasn't. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. It wasn't connected, so I had to redo that. Okay, let's get rid of these rescue baskets. We do not need these. External, we don't want baskets. And I actually do quite like the low skids. It's pretty cool. We can also get rid of all of the covers. And then, yeah, so your comments are coming up on my iPad, but not on the actual stream. That's super weird. Yeah, it's broken. Oh well, at least I can see them there, so I'll just have to look there for comments and not there. Small inconvenience. Right, let's jump into the cockpit. We'll put our headset on. Battery, avionics. This is definitely the wrong order. I still actually have to put in the time and learn all of this, but we'll turn our lights on. Air conditioners we don't need. Pitot heat we can just turn on. All of these instruments and fuel can come on. We'll turn up the lights because someone said that on a previous stream that it's easier to see on stream, so we'll do that. Generator can stay off for now. Fuel can come on. A fun trip with an interesting end. Yeah, the trip was great. The end was not so great. Okay, TCAS. Now, if I remember correctly, I was reading that helicopters inside this airspace, unless assigned a code, you score 2600. I think it was 2600. We'll do that. Put the landing lights on. Right, let's set our throttle. That shouldn't be all the way up. That should be idle. And then we can click this guy up. Right, there comes our RPM. MGT is coming up. Right, before I forget, turn the sounds back up because I had this down earlier. Just let me know because I think the X-Plane sounds are really low. So you guys will tell me the balance between X-Plane and my voice. I think the sound's going to be a bit soft, which is fine. I can adjust that. Right. Now, before we forget like last time, let's load our passengers. Okay, this is going to freak out X-Plane for a bit, but it'll come back. We hope. There we go. Let's load up our 6 passengers. So we're going back to our Tambo. On FSEconomy, it's still labeled as the old code, which is FAJS. Right, let's uncage. The rotors are up to speed, so let's put our generator on. Don't forget to turn on the SAS. And we'll go direct to... So here we don't put the old code, we put the new one in here, which is OR. Like so. Let's accept that. Flip this over. Clear out some of the clutter. Right. I can hear your voice more than game audio. Okay, I can turn up the game a little bit. That should be a bit better. The SAS is never off. It is, you could see, when you start up your helicopter, the SAS is off. Right. Now, I've done a few more flights, but that was a while ago. So, hopefully, I can do this without crashing. Thought I was gonna sneeze. Okay, let's just make sure we are clear on all sides, which it seems like we are. That's all good. That should be on alt, which it is. Right, let's go. Yeah, that's a little bit more controlled than we were before. So we'll take off from this taxiway here in front of us. I don't remember which taxiway it is. I wonder if it's the low skids, because ever since I've been using the low skids, it just felt a lot more controlled. Now, I don't see a windsock. I had this issued last time, I think. So I would love to know which way the wind is blowing. I probably should have checked that before. I could always tune Active Sky, but I definitely don't have hands for tuning radios right now. Just trying to see. I don't see a windsock anywhere. Very bad, Lanceria. Where is the windsock? See, I feel like it should be out this way somewhere. But I do not see anything. Okay, I guess we'll just have to hope for the best. What is this taxiway? That looks like we can take off along that taxiway out that way. How about that? Right, here we go. As you can see, I don't know if it's pure luck or the low skids or I'm just improving, but I have a lot more control over this helicopter. I tried earlier today actually to fly a different helicopter and I was all over the place. So maybe I am just actually learning this helicopter. I say that and watch me crash fairly shortly. Right, here we go on our way back to Johannesburg. So, I believe I've been trying to find as much information as possible on flying helicopters in Johannesburg airspace, and it's very difficult to find information. But I believe, because Johannesburg has a special rules area, but I do know with special rules, if you are below 6,500, you don't have to worry about the special rules. So we are currently at 4.5. So, and I did read somewhere that helicopters fly at 300 feet AGL, which seems a bit low to me. Right, so we want to go out this way to the left. So we're at 300 AGL now. I don't know, that feels quite low. But I guess we can go up to 6,000 as long as we're below 6.5. We don't really have to worry about the special rules altitudes. Jason would like to see you crash for some reason. Yeah, well, Jason's not here, so sozzle. Still a little bit more this way. Okay, so there's 5,000. We are going east, so 5,500 I think will be perfect. I've been a real baddie and I don't have any water for this stream, which I should probably actually go and get some just now because it is hot. Right, we'll go up to 5.5. That'll work. Let's switch this over to GPS. That does not look right in the slightest. Oh, okay, so if we pop this back over, 143. So that's about there somewhere. Yeah, I've gone straight past 5,500 because I'm playing around with instruments. Yep, I'm a proper baddie. I've got my tablets, which I've just dropped, but I don't have any water. Okay, it feels a little high. Yeah, we said 5.5. Didn't actually double check the QNH. So I do know operating in this special rules area, you should be on Tambo's QNH. So let's grab that, FAOR, and it is 1021. Yeah, I'm miles off, which is about there. Okay, those towers that we can see up ahead, I don't know if you can see that on YouTube because of the compression, but that's where we are heading. So I think 300 feet radar sounds a bit low, so I'll probably stick around 500, which is just below where we are now. Right, so I think that's looking good. We are at 5,500 feet on Joburg's QNH, and we are more than 500 feet AGL, so I think we are good. And I think what I must do is just once we've landed at Joburg, just quickly go and get some water and take my allergy stuff, otherwise my nose is going to irritate me the whole stream. Right, so we are below 6.5, so we're climbing a little bit because the ground's rising, so we'll stay at about 500 feet. AGL, which I think should be good. Once again, none of the comments are showing up on my side except on my iPad, which I was actually going to use to control the stream, but I'm using now just to view the comments because they're not showing up anywhere else for some reason. Thanks, YouTube, for that. Right, we're not far now from Joburg. We should be there in a few minutes. And then we'll cross to the south of the runways. Sorry, we'll cross to the north of the runways actually, and we'll go in. I like to land at the Denell section on the other side, so on the eastern side of the airport. So we'll go around and land over there. Oh, I didn't change the doors. We still got these funny. I wonder if I can change that while we're flying. I think you can. This aircraft is supposed to have... I wonder if it's just this. Oh, there we go. Glass doors. Ah, yeah, that's better. Much better. Can see a lot more. Alright, coming up to 6,000 feet. So I do want to keep this side of the airport. Can't see the airport itself just yet, but I know it's pretty close to these towers over here. So we're going to try across on this side. We should pick up the highways fairly soon. Where are we in relation to Grand Central? Okay, no, we've passed Grand Central, that's fine. Let me actually check what the wind is like here in Joburg. So at Tambo, 180 at 6. So it's coming from the south. So that's perfect for the side we're going to come from. That's great. There's one of the big highways. Right, so I do want to cross nicely to the north so that we wouldn't interfere with any operations here. We're going to make sure below, I think we want to be at about 6,000 feet, so we'll drop down to that right now. There we can see some of the terminals and stuff out that way. And Johannesburg Airport is at 5,500 feet. So at 6,000 on our altimeter, we should be around 500 feet AGL, which is cool. Right, that's the first runway over there. Probably should have been even further north, I think. There's a road along here that I normally follow when I do this. Below 6,000 feet, so we're okay. I think it might be one of these roads here. There we can see the terminal buildings where we are heading, and the wind is from the south, 180, so we're going to land in that direction, which is perfect. There's a little helipad just in front of those Janelle hangars over there. That's where we are going. This is the road that I normally follow. I recognize this little... It's actually a church, but I don't know if there's a church there in real life. I mean, there could be. But in the sim, it's very obvious. Right, we can start bringing our airspeed down. Sorry if I stop talking when I'm doing this, there's a lot going on. Just trying to spot that helipad. Okay, we don't want to slow down too much. Let's keep about 40-50 knots. Coming in here should be alright. So there, just off the tip of our little yaw string there, that little round bit is the helipad. So we want to try land facing south, obviously, because that's where the wind is coming from. A nice C-130 on the ramp there. Interesting, that fence is just loading in now. Let's put it into the wind. We do need to go forward a little bit. Right, so that's about south there. Bring it forward into the middle of the helipad. Let's see if we can set the back of our skids down first. Oh, we don't want to go backwards. Oh, right, I got the low skids. It's got to be closer than I think. Like so. There we go. And set the front down. Right. Then we'll throttle back, cancel the first horn. And we'll switch off the engine, cancel the second horn. Will I be flying my new plane sometime? Yeah, I'm definitely keen. It's just that I got started pretty late because I was editing. And the flight that I'm going to do in that is a bit longer. So it's about 3 hours, the flight that I had queued up for that. So I didn't feel like doing a 3-hour single flight on stream. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that tomorrow. We're going to do something really old school and fly no GPS, nothing like that, just pure old radio beacons, which will be really cool. Right, so our next flight, we are heading to Waterkloof Air Force Base. Let's plug it in here. So yeah, the new plane that Kelly's talking about, I picked up the 737-200, old school 737. And yeah, I'm keen to take that down. We'll fly somewhere in South Africa, probably Cape Town, fly to like PE or something would be cool. And we do just old school radio FAOR navigation. I think that'll be really fun. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Right, so Waterkloof, our track is 013. So let's dial that in, which is about there somewhere. Doesn't have to be perfectly accurate. Right, throttle to idle. Flick the start switch. And let's let it power up. I was supposed to go get water, but I'll do it just now. Hands are sweating. What a cool little aircraft. Hey, I was pretty decently in the middle. Definitely getting better. Right, there we go. So we'll just wait for the rotors to spool up to 100%. And then we will go short flight across to Waterkloof. It is 18 miles. And we have, once again, 6 passengers on board. Right, there we go. Generators on. Don't forget the SAS. That's when you crash. It's been so hot the last few days. Yo, it's been really bad. Right, so wind is from the south. We're facing into the wind. We can't take off into the wind, obviously, because we're flying to the hangars. So we'll take off along that way. Fly around these Denel hangars and out to Waterkloof. That is the plan. Right, here we go. So one thing that's really helped me a lot on takeoff with this is a little bit of backstick as you're lifting up so that it doesn't run forward. We went a little bit forward, but not too bad. And then I think you do this in real life as well. Obviously, I'm not a real helicopter pilot, but get it settled. And now we can do our hover taxi and we'll take off to our right in front of the hangars and then fly around them and go off to Waterkloof. Right, like so. Probably shouldn't be looking at comments while I'm taking off in a helicopter. Okay, so we'll go up to 6,000 feet again to transition. Watching for wires. And we're going to swing all the way around. I think what I'll actually do is we'll come around and pick up that highway again, which I always forget the name of. I think it's the R21. Okay, a little bit of power. Let's keep it up to 6,000 feet. Is our Tambo. Can you only see my comments on your iPad? Yeah, it doesn't come up on the normal YouTube stream where it normally does. I don't know what's happened. Let me just try refresh this and hope it doesn't break everything. What's that about Jason seeing a crash? Okay, there we go. It's working on this side now. Just a casual refresh. Hello, Jason. Thank you for tuning in. I fixed it. Right, there's the church, which, once again, I don't think is supposed to be so conspicuous. But this is the road we want to follow. Yeah, that goes right past the terminals, and I think it's the R21. But we are going to follow this. This goes all the way from Tambo to Pretoria. We are not going to go all the way to Pretoria. We're going to obviously stop off at Waterkloof, which is just outside Pretoria. Joined from my phone while I was having a poo, right before my shower. Lovely. Well, I'm very glad I know that piece of information. You saw Kelios first, so you didn't bother. Did you have a good shower? Did I load the passengers? Yeah, I did. This is a common mistake. Kind of personal, don't you think? Well, it's on stream now. Right, what are we AGL? Just about 600, 700? That's perfect. We can stay just there. Okay, so a few minutes. Let's see. 5 minutes to go to Waterkloof. See, and I still keep looking down here for the comments because they weren't coming up there earlier. I had to be first with this video, otherwise I wouldn't hear the end of it. Fair. You must know, I'm trying to take better care of my hair. So 5 minutes before I shower, I pop some coconut oil in. I mean, did I ask that? That's good to know. What made you decide to do that? Cool water only and dry a little bit before conditioning. That sounds very involved. Although, cool water at this time, well, with this heat, is not an issue. But in a couple months' time, you might find that a bit interesting. And a tiny bit of coconut oil afterwards. Okay. That's very interesting. I asked how your shower was. I didn't need to know about your whole hair routine, but I mean, it's cool. Most normal people would have just said, you know, it's fine. But that's why we love you, Jason, because you come here and you tell us everything. Coconut oil is great for taking care of hair. True. I think. You're not wrong, it is boring. Well, at least I know you like me. Since I've replaced Craig at work. Oh, okay. Well, I was going to tell you the story of our holiday, but since you don't like me, then maybe I won't. Well, a few things happened on holiday. I stood in monkey shit. I got pooed on by the biggest moth I've ever seen. I defended our camp from a squirrel. It was rabid, and it was extremely vicious, but I managed to fight it off. And then, oh yeah, a car broke down in the middle of Kruger Park on the last day, and we had to take a dodgy... No, it's an automatic car, so you can't tow it, so we had to get a truck to come and lift it on, which was interesting. And then we had to take the truck all the way... Also, Waterkloof is right here, and I'm waffling. We had to take the truck all the way into Nelspruit. We got dropped off at the most dodgy place I've ever seen. I thought we were going to die. And then we had to spend the night in a random hotel in Nelspruit and wait for my dad to come and rescue us, basically. Yeah, they have neutral, but you can't tow them. I mean, technically you could, because it's a neutral, but from what I understand is it's not good for the vehicle, so yeah. No, but like, you don't understand when I say we got dropped off. So it was a Saturday, and their insurance company kind of dicked around so much that by the time they organized the truck to come and fetch us, it still had to load the vehicle, and then we had to drive all the way to Nelspruit because it was the only place that had, well, it was supposedly the only place that had an open garage. And when we got there, all the garages were closed. So then they're like, no, we'll drop you off at the Hyundai dealership, and you leave the car there overnight. And then, well, obviously it won't work on a Sunday, but you leave the car there, they'll work on it on Monday. They drop us off there, and the security guard is the most dodgy oak in the world. He won't let me leave, so he locks us in this place, and then he won't let us leave without giving him the key. So I'm like, well, 100% he's going to go through our car, because we had all of our stuff from our holiday. We couldn't unload it because we had nowhere else to go. So we literally carried as much as we could. I think we had like 3 or 4 bags each. Carried everything that was humanly possible to carry, and then like left him with the key to the car, and then got like a random little shuttle to come and pick us up and take us to the lodge. And when my dad got there with my car, we took that to go and get the stuff out of the car. And obviously he had opened up the car and he'd stolen a bunch of stuff out of it. So yeah, that's supposed to be the security guard. And I was like, no, like, I'm just going to keep the key because we're going to come back on Monday to check the car and to be serviced. He's like, no. You have to leave the key. I can't let you out without the key because they need to start work at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, they're not going to do anything at 8 o'clock because we haven't booked it in yet because there's no one here. So it was mega dodgy. Yeah, that was fun. So literally, the person whose entire job it was to make sure that nothing got zipped from the car, zipped the stuff from the car. Yeah, that was great fun. No, it was super scary. Like when he like locked us in this car park, and we're standing there with all of our equipment. Like I've got my camera gear and everything with me because I was taking pictures, and he just like locks us in. He's like, "Yo, you have to give me the key, or I can't let you out." And there's no one else around. Just like, okay, what do we do? No, my landings have gotten a lot better, just because I've been flying this plane a bit, so I've had a bit of practice. So I've got the feel for this helicopter. I tried flying another helicopter earlier today, and it was horrendous. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stream this new chopper. No, that did not work. I was terrible at that one. I've just gotten the feel for this. I'm really enjoying the 407. It's awesome. So now I can stream, I can talk and land. Also, I didn't really have a little helipad H to land on here. I had this huge area. I don't know why the terminal buildings don't load at Waterkloof. I don't know what's happened. I had this issue the other day where none of the buildings were loading. And then I went into the scenery config and I rearranged everything into the correct order. And all the buildings came back except Waterkloof that I've noticed so far. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But we have no terminals here at Waterkloof. Right. We are heading back to Johannesburg. And then I'll have a look. I can pop on the autopilot while we're cruising. And just actually, in order to do that, I should set this quickly. Then you guys can choose where we go next. Yeah, no, that guy was super dodge. What am I looking for? FAO? No. OR. Also, neutral disengages engine from transmission, but not transmission from wheels. Meaning wheels still turn transmission, and without the engine running, there's a risk of overheating. Okay. Well, there you go. I didn't know any of that. SAS on. All I know is you can't tow a neutral car. It can't tow a neutral car. You can't tow an automatic car even in neutral. That's what I said. That's what Google said. Okay, I mean here I'm always like, geez, you know so much about cars. Right, here we go. Okay, that kind of makes sense though. We didn't have much of a choice because we could only put the car new. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. So, so what happened? Basically, the electronics of the car freaked out. It wouldn't start. It wouldn't like respond to the key half the time. It really spazzed out. So oh, even manual. Okay, fair enough. But anyway, so like it wouldn't listen to the key. So at first I couldn't get it into neutral. So I'm like, how are we gonna load this on the truck because it won't go out of park? Eventually, randomly after just trying for like a 6th time, it just goes into neutral, and then I couldn't get it out of neutral. So the whole time our car is on the back of this truck, and we're like driving through all these little like villages and rural settlements and stuff. All our stuff is in the car, and I couldn't lock it because it won't let you lock the car when it's in neutral. You have to put it in park. And I'm like, anyone can just run up to the car, open the door and grab. And through all these little villages, there's these crazy speed bumps. So our truck is slowing down to like 1 to get over these speed bumps, and there's just like so many people on the side of the road, and I'm just thinking, what if someone just like runs up and opens the door and just like pulls out like my camera bag or something. Okay, here's the thing though, with towing a manual car, it must be fine if so if it's not a four-wheel drive car, surely then you can lift the front wheels like they do and tow it on the back wheels, because those aren't connected. I think that would be okay. I mean, it must be fine, because most of the tow trucks, that's what they do. They just lift up the front and they tow it on the back wheels. But we had to specifically say we need a flatbed. Okay, so, well, my dad's car is automatic and it's also four-wheel drive, so it had to go on the back of the truck. And luckily, just as he got there, managed to get it into neutral so we could drag it up onto the truck. So does that mean if you have a manual car that's four-wheel drive, you also have to put it onto a flatbed? I didn't know that. Oh yeah, then we're sitting in this mega cramped little cab of this truck. I didn't know if that truck was big enough to actually carry the car. Like, it was a small truck. And we're sitting in this cramped little cab, and it's 1,000,000 degrees, and we're wearing masks. There's no aircon, the window doesn't open or close. And we had to sit in there for like an hour and a half. Apparently the manual should say how far and how fast you can tow a car. Right. Well, surely it's just easier to put it on the back of a truck than to just lift up the wheels if towing in manual is an issue. But hang on, then what about all those people who, like, just tow cars behind another car? Like, they don't get an actual towing company, they just get your mate's car and you just hook up a tow rope and tow it like that. So obviously that's bad. I guess if you don't go too far. So yeah, like you said, the manual will say how far. I guess you could do that without wrecking the transmission. It's like you see those oaks towing their mate like on the highway. I've always thought that is a bad idea. And now if you're saying towing it too far and too fast, gonna wreck your transmission, seems like it must be a terrible idea. Right, where the hell are we? No, I'm just waffling on. What's our track? 196. Dial that in. So south is 180. So 196 would be about there. But we're following this road anyway. Oh geez, Nightbot has joined. Good lord. Nightbot never does anything until Jason's here. Like, it senses your presence. And then it just goes ham. Yeah, no, that's the first I've ever heard of that as well. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the whole Discord thing. Yeah, well, let me know if it works. I actually don't even know if it's finished being set up. Well, I guess we'll find out. Right. Also to wake up as Jason is here. Fair enough. Jason often upsets Nightbot, so that does make sense. What are you laughing at? Because I can't speak. Or that I actually haven't finished setting up the Discord and Nightbot's already sending out links. Right, where's the little church? There it is. I think I might already be in the Discord. Yeah. Oh yes. Remember that one time you randomly came and chatted on stream? It's the same channel. So I just rearranged some things and added some extra stuff. So that would make sense. That's quite funny. Oh, the force trim in this helicopter is so cool. No hands. Right, I was supposed to. Left the server to check the link, but it didn't work. Okay, cool. I'll check it afterwards. Because I think what happened was it's supposed to be a permanent link, but now I seem to remember only turning that on later. So I think Nightbot might have a link that's expired. Oops. Because you're a baddie at social media. Yeah, I know. Well, I try to avoid talking to people. Right, let's set up our approach here. We can start slowing down. This is when I prang the helicopters, when I leave my slowing down too late, if that's even a language. But yeah, if I don't slow down early enough, that's when I get into issues. Okay, well, I know that that doesn't make any sense, but it's the way it is. Yes, I do understand. I didn't say it made sense or it was normal. But I mean, you know I'm not joking. I literally send you to the office to collect stuff for me so that I don't have to speak to people. You always make friends in Kruger though. Remember the talker? What was I supposed to do? He was standing outside our house. I couldn't really be like, bro, can you sound off? And it's like he just asked me a question and then you just answered his question and he saw that as an invite to ask a million more questions. Oh right, you work in that office now, so now I have to try and avoid you as well. Okay, let's see if Jason's theory is correct. If I can... No, I can't do chat and do this on the helipad. I've got to concentrate here. Okay, wind is from the south, so we want to point it a little bit more towards the hangars. Like that, but we're a little bit far back. Let's bring it forward. see if we can set it on the back of the skids first. Yeah, I want it to be a little bit further forward, but it's not terrible. And bring the front down. There we go. Wasn't chat, it was speaking while... Oh, right, I was just telling stories while I was landing. Yo, helicopter flying is intense. Right. And I was supposed to ask you guys where you wanted... Okay, I wasn't too far back. Could have been a little bit further forward. I was supposed to ask you guys where you wanted to go next, and I forgot. So, I will give you the options shortly. Right, we are at our Tambo. So, what jobs do they have for us at our Tambo that aren't massively far away? So, loads more passengers for Waterkloof and for Lanseria. I want something a little bit different. So, Secunda, that's 55 miles. So that'll be a good few minutes. That's really the only option. Yo, these other ones are far. So there's Secunda, there's Waterkloof. Rand has a few passengers. That's really short. I think we're going to do Secunda. I've just decided for you guys. Soz. How many do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll do. What happened when you munged your shaving cream outside the... Oh. I was just getting a bit grumpy. So, my toiletry bag, I don't know, it has a zip, but like on either side of the zip there's openings. It doesn't seal like 100%. I guess for ventilation, I don't know, because there's like wet stuff inside it. So, I was carrying like a million things, as always, because I was packing everything into the car because Kelly was dicking around doing something as usual. And then, at that campsite, we were quite far. It must have been like 25, 30 meters from our tent to the car, like through the bush of this windy little path. So I'm trying to carry as much stuff as I can to do as few trips as possible. So I've got like my arms full of everything, and under my one arm is my toiletry bag. And then I've got other stuff in both my hands. And as I'm going along, stuff just starts falling out. These stupid holes in the toiletry bag. And first the shaving cream goes, and then obviously it mungs on the floor, and then it just starts rolling down the hill. So I'm trying to hold all the stuff and bend over and catch it. And as I get the shaving cream, something else falls out because I'm now bending forward. And then it goes under the tent, and then I was doing a lot of grumbling, and then Kelly thought it was hilarious. So that's the story of my shaving cream running away from me down the hill, and it made me quite grumpy. So basically, I'm just a baddie. That's really what it comes down to. Right. We are going to Secunda. Let's load the passengers so I don't forget. Fuel we have, 96. That should be fine. All talk from a distance. Yeah, because you're always dicking around. I've got to carry everything, pack everything. Right, Secunda is F. Where's F in the dictionary? There it is. No. FAS. FASC. Boom. Like such. Track 134. Let's dial that in. Wrong way. So there's 130. That would be 135. So there. Kelly and I have a lot in common, mostly that we like it when you're unhappy. I just heard a lot of grumbling outside. Yeah, I meant the alphabet, not the dictionary. Shut up. Right. I mean, the dictionary is in alphabetical order, so I was close. Why is our engine not starting? I believe... Oh, there we go. Yeah, we've run the battery flat. It's been ticking about. So we need a bit of external power. To get our engine started, no problems. This hat is too tight and it is killing me. Whoever designed hats, I don't think they were designed to work with glasses on. You get my engine started. What? What? Okay, SAS on. Let's ditch the external power. Pretty sure. Yeah, but like it gets a bit uncomfortable here on the sides with my glasses on. The funniest thing I've ever seen was at a cricket match, and there was a dude with his hat on backwards like this and going like this to block the sun out of his eyes, and I was just like, bro, it's right there, you so close. Right, here we go, a little bit of back stick. Now, I've actually, since I started flying helicopters, I watched quite a few videos of helicopters landing and taking off, and I was like, yo, I feel like I'm super wobbly. If you actually watch a helicopter take off carefully, they're very unstable. They do wobble around quite a lot, so I feel like the takeoffs that I've done on the stream were fairly... well, like not much worse than real life. Pretty sure that's a baseball meme. I mean, it could be. I saw it happen IRL, so I don't really do memes. But yeah, that does make sense. Have you ever watched a baseball match? Game, I don't know. Match, game, whatever they call it. Just please tell me you've actually watched baseball. Like, I thought golf was boring. I thought golf was bad. Baseball, it's like, even... what was it? Oh yeah. I mean, I've never watched a full match. It's just, it's way too much. But I was watching baseball just out of curiosity. And then I noticed, like, everyone on the field is chewing. So I'm like, oh, this is so weird. So, like, I went and checked another match, and the same thing. Everyone's chewing. So I'm like, what? This is so weird. But I'm like, okay, let me Google this. So I was like, why are all baseball players and their coaches and everyone just chewing? And the answer that Google gave me is that it's so boring, they do it to stay awake, basically. I'm like, it's so boring even for the players. No. And then it's like, yeah, like, people find cricket boring, but at least in cricket, the whole premise of cricket is that the batsman hits the ball. In baseball, it's the opposite. Like 90% of the time, they don't hit it. and you get 3 chances, and half the time, or more than half the time, they just go up there, they miss 3 times, and then they're out. Oh man, it was so weird. And even when they do hit it, you have to hit it in this funny like little V shape. And if you hit it anywhere else, which you can't aim with the stupid bats because they're round, if you hit it anywhere else, it doesn't count. Anyway, so yeah, baseball's weird. It's like Americans have the most complicated, weird rules for all of their sports. Like even we had an exchange student from America when I was in school, and he tried to explain American football to all of us, and it just made no sense whatsoever. Did you know in American football they have 2 separate teams? So if your team has the ball, it's a completely different set of people to when the other team has the ball. So as soon as the ball swaps over, all your players go off the field and another set of players come on the field. So you have like an attacking team when you have the ball and a defending team when they have the ball. That's mad. Absolutely mad. Yeah. So, like, if your team's bad and you never get the ball, like, an entire team just doesn't play. So, and I don't know how many people are on the field. I think it's like 11 or 12. But you've got like 30 people in a team because you have 2 teams. I play with Sean now. I always say Sean. Shan. I don't think that works on YouTube. Also, I definitely need to go and get a drink. How do I do this? Not getting a drink. I know how to do that. How do I... There we go. Cool. I'll be back in 2 minutes or so. I am back, and I have water, and I ditched the hat. It just couldn't handle my huge brain. It was killing me. Now I can take my dwellums. One day this stream is gonna be sponsored by Allergex. Right, I do have the autopilot on. That's why I can dick around without crashing. So it's probably about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes? Maybe even less to Secunda. Let's have a look. What I want to do, yes. 16 minutes to go. 17 minutes-ish. And we're at 6,000 feet. All good. What I do want to do is, let's check the weather for Secunda. So FAC. And it is 98 degrees, 5 knots. QNH 1022. Let's put that in. I mean, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. So that must be 2, 4, 5. How can there be 3 lines in between? Doesn't make sense. So it must be there somewhere. There? I don't know. Close enough. Right, so was the wind 98 degrees? So what I sometimes like to do is I'll just put my heading bug so I know which way the wind is coming from. 98, so that would be 100, so it's about there. Cool. We are on our way to Secunda. I did load the passengers, I hope. Oh dear. Let me double check. Yes, I did. Good start. Right, so we are flying this on FSEconomy, as always, when we fly choppers. And we've made about 10 grand this evening already, which is cool. How long have we been streaming for? Just over an hour. Right, so we'll make our way to Secunda and back again, and we will see after that. There's a couple of short routes we can do. However, what I should also do, I'm just trimming this the wrong way like a potato, is this aircraft is actually based at Grand Central, so we should go and park it there once we are done. There might even be 1 or 2 passengers from Joburg to Grand Central that we can take on the way. Kelly, are the baddies still doing their stream? Did you have a look at all? It's actually quite cool. I was surprised to see a South African livery for this aircraft. So this is ZT Rum, which is part of NAC. This helicopter is actually based in Cape Town though. But I didn't see any other South African liveries apart from there's a South African Navy and a South African Air Force livery for this helicopter as well, which is quite cool. Something else I don't think a lot of people know is these little spikes. These are actually wire cutters. So one of the biggest, probably the biggest threat to helicopters is power lines. Flying into power lines because they're always flying low. And you'd be surprised, power lines are extremely difficult to see from the air. So they have these, some helicopters have these wire cutters attached. Don't get confused with these things at the top. These are aerials for the radios. But yeah, so the idea is, obviously if you had to fly and hit wires over here, they would get caught on the skids and you'd flip over forwards and that's it. So if that's going to happen, you catch it, this will catch it, goes into this little groove and it actually just cuts it. And same at the top here. If it goes into the rotors, it's already over, so... This is what, I mean, I still think that would be terrifying to happen. And if it's like power lines, you'll get sparks and fire and all of that, so... We'll try to avoid the power lines. Okay, so they are still streaming. Darren has screamed a few times. Are you watching both? What game are they playing again? Right, how far are we? 11 minutes. Well, I'm glad I dodged the horror game again. Because every time I'm on the couch, it's either cuck scary or super boring and I just want to fall asleep. Like that other walking simulator we played last time. Yes, I was bored. But yeah, I'm not surprised Darren's screaming. That's pretty normal. Right, so we've got around about 10 minutes to go. There it's starting to show up on the GPS. We're getting a little bit low, 450 AGL. We should be outside of Joburg's control now. So... let's go up. We'll go up to about 6.5. I have it open on my phone and your stream on my iPad. Okay, cool. They're playing at dead of night. Okay, I don't know that one. I mean, I was gonna say it sounds pretty scary, but it doesn't take much to make Darren scream, so. I don't know if we can use that as the judge. What are we at? 500 AGL. Let's go 6.3. It should be good. About there. What is Secunda Airfield's altitude? 5,250. Cool. Alright, as always, hope you are all having a fantastic, what's today? Thursday evening. Hope it's been a good week so far for everyone. Looking forward to Friday and the weekend. And yeah, I'll be streaming again tomorrow night. Planning to fly the 737-200. New flight sim has given up on me. I bought a new SSD, especially for flight sim, and trying to move it across has been the biggest nightmare. So eventually, this morning I just gave up and I deleted everything and I started reinstalling it from scratch on the new SSD. So we won't be doing flight sim for a while. I'm sticking with X-Plane flight sim. It just makes me angry. But supposedly they fixed some of the autopilot issues in the new patch, which came out a couple of days ago. However, what's today? The 11th, I think. 16th of March, Aerosoft CRJ is releasing. I'm super keen for that. We definitely going to be doing that on stream. So 16th, we'll be picking up the Aerosoft CRJ, and we will be flying that in Flight Sim 2020. Little monster is eating your foot. Yeah, no, she's weird. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with a route for tomorrow night. So we're going to fly the 737-200. We're going to do it full old school. No FMC, no GPS, nothing. Just VOR radio navigation. So we'll probably do like Cape Town. Maybe we'll go to like PE. That might be a bit short. East London. Cape Town to Durban's quite long. That's like 2.5 hours. Maybe Cape Town, East London might be pretty cool. I've flown the 732 a couple of times, and oh, it's super cool. It's so nice doing the old school procedures, but I've found it the most difficult to land for some reason. I've done a couple of landings, and they've all been absolutely just plowing a new runway. It looks like we're going to go out of our photo scenery area to Secunda. 6 minutes. See, I'm a bit of a baddie at landing that one. But, just like we've shown with this helicopter, just have to practice and then we get better. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I'll see, maybe on the way back to Joburg I'll bring up a little nav map and we can have a look at planning that with, maybe actually I might even do it on SkyVector. It might be easier. Nah, little nav map's got more detail. I'll do that. Right, well, here we come to the end of our photo scenery area. Back into the default X-plane scenery. Okay, getting pretty close now. Let's check our time. 5 minutes. Oh yeah, so Nightbot was talking about Discord earlier. So if you do want to join the Discord, you just type !Discord and Nightbot will give you a link which Jason says doesn't work. I should actually look at fixing that. I'll sort that out straight after this stream, and then tomorrow night we can have the Discord working. But what I'm gonna do at some point on the Discord is have like a section where you can vote on different flights, different routes, add suggestions, that kind of thing. I think that'll be cool. Because I kind of just fly whatever I feel like flying on the day. That's why I never schedule my streams until like an hour, sometimes way less. Like tonight was probably like 10 minutes before I went live. Because I kind of just fly whatever I feel like. But if I have some set ideas and stuff, I'll plan it ahead. But yeah, so that's one of the things I want to do on the Discord, is just have a section where you guys can let me know what you would be interested in seeing me fly, because that'll help me with some ideas as well. Can't guarantee I'll use your idea, but it's always great to have suggestions. Right, I wonder if we can see the airfield. Oh yeah, there's obviously the city. Ah, there it is there. Oh, it actually looks quite cool. So, there's our windsock. So the wind is actually coming this way. Although, I don't know if the windsocks update from this far away, because according to this, the wind is coming from that side. So maybe the windsocks will update as we get closer, I think. Is that a DC-3? Can't see, bouncing around too much at this hectic zoom. Oh no, it's a King Air. Looks like another King Air on this side. I wonder where the helipad is here. I don't even know if there is one. Probably land in front of the hangars here somewhere. We'll pick a spot. That'll be maybe in that gap there we can land next to the fuel. That might be pretty cool. Right, let's ditch our autopilot for our lateral navigation. Because actually we can ditch the autopilot completely, because we need to start slowing down. It's a little bit bumpy. Yeah, I wonder if the windsocks are going to update. We'll have a look as we get closer, because basically we're going to approach down the taxiway here, and we're going to be almost perfectly into the wind. So we'll see as we come past if those windsocks are matching the wind reading that we got from Active Sky. Right, I want to bring the speed down a bit. Is there a taxiway there? It doesn't look like it actually, so we'll just approach along the grass here. Like so. Keen to play at dead of night? That's a no from me. I will stick to flying and driving and what else? And driving, well, not driving, I don't know, sailing. What do you do to a U-boat? Piloting, I guess. Yeah, there we go. So the windsocks have updated, which is good. I'll do ships and helicopters and planes. Those horror games. Is it like a story game? I hate story games. Right, let's find a place for us to land. Right, we'll land there just to the right of the fuel. I think that'll work. Because I don't see a helipad anywhere. Kicking up a bit of dust. Keeping our nose into the wind. Right, and let's set it down just here. Like so. I mean, I guess we are kind of in the way. But we are gonna take off very shortly. Yeah, we are a little bit in the way. Probably should have parked over there, but it's fine. We are gonna just kick these passengers out and load the next bunch. Did I actually queue up a next flight? Yes, I did. So we can go ahead and start straight away. And then we have our passengers on board to go back to Johannesburg. You also have to reach certain objectives to find out more about Jimmy. Search for clues and stuff. Meh. Not really a fan of that type of game. I like to do my own thing. I don't want the game to tell me what to do. Right. Let's go and put Joburg back in here. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. So FAO and not PO. Artambo. There we go. 315. So that's 310. So it's about, oh geez, no, 10. Yeah, no, just a baddie. There, because that's 305, 310, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, okay, I can count. I can math. Right, idle. Flip the starter. We should hopefully have enough battery. Sounds like we are fine. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of go off sideways and then take off into the wind, which is straight ahead, along the taxiway, and then turn to the left and head back towards Joburg. I like those kind of games, but scary games that do jump scares freak me out, yeah. Did you finish your Walking Dead game? Right, don't forget the SAS. SAS is on. Rotor RPM is coming up. Right, here we go. A little bit of back pressure. Keep it balanced with the rotor. There we go. Right, let's just bring it out to the side here like this. Let's get out of the dust. And we'll go off this way. Over this little Cessna 172, looks like. Is that a 152? Nah, it looks like a 172. Right, now we can come around here. So we are heading west. So 6,500 will be perfect, and we must just drop. We'll do 6,400 because then we're below the special rules altitude when we get back into Joburg. Not yet. Oh, we had load. You had load shedding, right? When it came back on, you had to actually do some work for a change. Okay, on the last season. Okay, so there's 6,000 feet. Let's actually just go onto the GPS route. We'll let the chopper do that for us properly. What did I say? 6,400. Okay, coming up to 6.4. Right, so we'll put on the altitude hold, keep us at 6,400 feet, and make our way back to Joburg. Right, let's check our flight time. 21 minutes. We are going to pick up not so much speed, so it is about 20-minute flight, which is perfect. So while that's happening, let me open up a little nav map. Let's just clear all of this. Take this off. Right, let me Did you see about the new Diablo remastered? I haven't seen anything about that. Geez, haven't played Diablo for ages. Okay, why am I being a baddie? There it is, nav map. Right, so I'm gonna just plan our flight for tomorrow night. So wanted to do Cape Town. Actually, let's go to Cape Town. What about East London? So what am I trying to do? Depart East London. Set our destination as Cape Town. And let's go and calculate a route. So we're going west, 30,000 is cool. We don't want to use NDVs, we just want to use radio. Right, and there we have just our VORs. So we will be navigating using those only. Let's just add... I want to add this Caledon VOR as well. Right, and I think that'll work for tomorrow. I don't know, I got over Diablo. It's the same thing over and over. I'll play Diablo with you, that's pretty chilled. But I don't know if I'll ever just play it on my own anymore. Why do I have London Gatwick here? It's very unnecessary. Right, so I think that's what we'll do tomorrow. It says it's going to take us 12 hours. That's not right. Oh, because it's using the performance of the 207. We will be flying the 737-800. No, not 800, 200. And we'll be doing VOR navigation only. So let's actually go and export that flight plan for tomorrow. I'm not going to load any flight plan into the aircraft. We're going to program in these frequencies. Well, you'll dial the frequencies into the nav radios and we'll use the courses. But just so I can load this up again in little nav map. Restricted area. This is all restricted. Right. Before I cancel that, otherwise it's going to go to a black screen. We can close that, save that. Right. That's our flight for tomorrow planned. Watch me change it all and fly something else. That sounds about right. I've been flying the 200 for British Airways. They introduced like a I don't know, legacy flight or something. Retro flights. Flying the old aircraft, which has been really cool. So maybe we'll do that instead. But I'll see how I feel. The route that I want to do on the 200 is Gatwick to Gibraltar. That's about a 3-hour flight. So I'll see tomorrow if I feel like streaming for 3 hours. Maybe we'll do that flight on stream. If I want to do something shorter, we'll do East London, Cape Town. Right, what else do we have? Departing Joburg. We can go to Rand. Kitty Hawk. I wonder if Kitty Hawk is in here. Kitty Hawk is FAKT. Does it pick it up? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. I think we'll actually do that because I had never flown into Kitty Hawk. Only 3 passengers, so I'm not going to make loads of money. But it'll be cool. So we'll go, once we reach Joburg, we'll pick up these passengers and take them over to Kitty Hawk. Actually, there's no other passengers coming back from Kitty Hawk. That's going to be a waste of money. Meh. Only 3 passengers going there, not really worth it. What else do we have from Joburg? These are all far. Heidelberg, only 2 passengers. Harry Smith is far. Oh wait, there's some more Heidelberg passengers. Maybe we'll do that. One, two, three. Let's see if there's any coming back. I just muted so that you don't have to listen to me sneeze. Probably gonna sneeze again. No, seems like we're fine. Okay, we'll do a trip to Heidelberg. How about that? Where did these go? 2, 4, 5 passengers going there. And 6 coming back. Okay, that's perfect. I think we'll do that, and that's probably going to be it for the stream. Okay, how much time do we have left? It's 12 minutes to go. Okay, let's go back and check our Tambo. So, pressure 1022, wind still 180 at 6. I think we're on 22 now. I don't quite understand this. Because it can't be 1, 2, 3, 5, and it can't be 2, 4, 6. Then that would be 8. And it can't be 3, 6, 9, because then that's only 1. How can there be 3 in between? It's so weird. Seems like the baddies are saying the game was scary on the group. Also, my light is visible behind me. That's not good. What's that one random building over there? It's not like a church type. No, not a church. Like a... I don't know. What do you call that? That's a church. Loads of power lines. Train. Okay, let's double check. Getting pretty close. There's Heidelberg, that's where we're going next. So we're gonna go in, drop some people off, pick some more people up, off to Heidelberg and back again. We will be at Artambo in 8 minutes and 40 seconds-ish. Oh, I didn't set the my heading bug for the wind, which is 1806 knots. So let's dial our heading bug to 180, which is south. Like so. Okay, I can actually move these air vents. Don't know if the power lines go through the water like that in reality. I suppose it's possible. There's writing on that water. That's all good. It's writing on all of these. Never noticed that before. That's super awkward. Does every single tile have that? That's got it. Never seen that before. See, no, I don't see that on any of these tiles. That's super weird. Seems like it's just that one. Maybe you just can't see it on these textures? I don't see it anywhere here. Never ever noticed that before. Hectic. Cheers, Kelly. Thank you so much for watching. Sleep well. Right, we are not far now. See on this water, see there's no... don't see any writing. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, there's actually the terminal. That is the terminal that we're going to. Oops, no, I've lost it. Yeah, I think we're just going that side. Am I wrong? Where's the C-130 must be behind here, yeah, so we're gonna go in that side. So actually what we probably should do, because the wind once again is from the south, so we should probably go around and come in that way again. That'll make the most sense with the wind. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll go around that side and come in from the north so that we land into the wind. A little bit bumpy actually. Right, let's see. Should be about 3 minutes out. It's 3:20. always find these paths like so interesting that you can see them from up here. It's obviously like people, I guess, walking there. Like you fly over the Kruger, you can. Right, I think we can start setting up for our approach. Oh, we're actually coming in at fairly to the north. Our helipad is there. So we'll kind of, let's go around that building, give us a bit of space. Right, we can start ditching autopilots. And we want to start slowing down. Okay, the wind is pretty much coming from behind. So I'm going to do a bit of a loop around so that we can land into the wind. Yeah, what are we at now? 40 knots. That's cool. Okay, wind is still a little off to our left, so we'll correct a little bit more. Make sure we clear the fence. I like the sounds, like you can hear as the helicopter's transitioning as you get into your kind of vertical profile rather than horizontal. See, now I'm talking and I'm stuffing it up. Okay, we want to be into the wind and we need to be further forward. A little bit further forward. There was actually a 407, I think it was a couple of months ago, that put its tail rotor into a fence. One of the heliports here in Joburg. Right, there we go. Safely on the ground. We'll come down to idle, cancel that horn, and we'll go cut off. Cancel that horn, and let's kick these passengers out. And let's grab our passengers for Heidelberg. So FAHG, Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf. Let's dial that in. So Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf. Perfect. track 181, which is about there-ish. Right. Let's go idle. Flip the starter, and we'll make our way down to Heidelberg. Quite a big helipad, this. So the other helicopter that I've got that I'm keen to fly on stream sometime is the Augusta 139, which is a much bigger chopper than this. So this is a maximum of 6 passengers. The 139 goes up to 15, so it's probably about twice the size in terms of passenger capacity. It's twin engined as well. This has only got a single engine. So it's a beast, but I'm quite bad at flying it. So we'll get into that at some point. At the moment, I'm really enjoying the 407. This is, along with the 737-200 that I just got, I think this is my favorite aircraft to fly at the moment. Right, off we go. Let's try to keep it off the grass this time so we don't have the dust. I think when you hover taxi, it's either 20 or 25 feet. I think it might be 25. Yeah, it might even be less than that. So that's about 25 feet. I'm just looking at the radar altimeter. Anyway, let's pick up some speed. And we'll go around the corner here and out towards Heidelberg. So altitude wise, I think we'll do 6.4 again. That gives us, it'll give us decent, I will be above 500 feet AGL at 6,400 feet. So that's what we'll do. We need to climb a little bit more. That's quite fast. 14 minutes, but we haven't picked up our cruise speed yet, so that's going to come down significantly. We're only at 19 knots, so we're going to cruise at about 125. Interesting cliff that's definitely not there in real life. Okay, let's check our time now. 9 minutes. We'll probably get a little bit more speed out of this when we level off, which is about now anyway. Yeah, I've got a few more outside of that. So let's see, 820-ish. Here we go, 817. Coming down nice and quickly because we're speeding up still. Ground speed 137, so just under 8 minutes to go. We'll pick up the rest of the passengers in Heidelberg and we'll come back. And then I think, like we said, yeah, I think that'll be it for the stream once we arrive back in Johannesburg. These trips are actually quite profitable on FSEconomy in the helicopters. So we're making about 1,000 rand a minute. That's obviously not counting fuel expenses and stuff like that, or is it? No, it's not. Yeah, so it was half an hour out to Secunda and half an hour back, and each time we made just over 3 grand. 14 minutes to Waterkloof, we made 1.3. Manseria was 20 minutes, we made 2 grand, so it's about 1,000 rand for each minute of flight, which is pretty good. Not rand, 1,000 FSEconomy monies. Oh, I'm a baddie. I didn't put this on, which means we're a little bit off course. Five minutes to go. So what I really would like to buy on FSEconomy is a King Air 350. You're looking at close to 1 million FSEconomy monies for a King Air. There's one for just under 900,000, which I don't have enough for. But that's my next, what I'm saving up for. Oh, the Citation that I flew. So actually this helicopter that we're flying now on FSEconomy, I bought in New Zealand. And the idea was to fly it around New Zealand, and after trying to do that, I realized that all of the flights around there were too long. It was like, you know, an hour and a half each way. for the closest place. Otherwise, anything closer had like 1 or 2 passengers, so it just didn't work down there. So I crated it up, loaded it on a Citation, and flew it all the way from New Zealand down to Cape Town. I found the same issue in Cape Town. Like, I wanted to fly to some of the little airports around Cape Town International. There wasn't anything particularly great. It was either too long or not enough passengers. So then I flew the helicopter up over 3 or 4 legs all the way up to Joburg, and now we're flying it around Joburg, which is perfect. We've got all these little airports around OR Tambo that we can fly in and out of quite nicely. Got a little bit of terrain coming up. So this is actually perfect. This is exactly what I wanted it for. That looks like Heidelberg over there. There it is. There's 2 windsocks. Is that a helipad there? I think it is. Whoa. That looks like it might... Is that red? Wow, that must be a medical... maybe not, but that is the helipad. So that is where we will be landing. But yeah, so that Citation that I actually flew all the way across from New Zealand is still here in South Africa, and it's now for sale. Where is it? It's currently at Nampula in Mozambique. It's for sale for 1.2-ish FSEconomy millions. Right, let's actually start preparing here to land. So let's ditch all of our autopilots. We need to bring the speed down significantly. Didn't check the wind, so we're gonna have to use the windsock when we get closer. Looks like it's blowing straight towards. Geez, 3 windsocks. That's pretty cool. So I think we'll come in down that. I think, is that a taxiway? Oh, it looks more like a path than a taxiway. Might actually just be a grass runway or dirt runway. But yeah, we're gonna come in. The wind is blowing straight towards us. Like so. This will put us nicely into the wind. Let's bring the speed down. Right, let's put it down on the helipad. It's an interesting helipad marking there. Try to get out of the dust. If we're over the helipad, we shouldn't have dust. There we go. Oh, drifting backwards. Wasn't the best or the prettiest landing, but we are down. Right, let's kick these guys out. And we will load up the next ones. There we go. There's another little 1 kg cargo parcel that's going to Waterkloof, so I'll drop that off at Johannesburg, so anyone else flying from Joburg to Waterkloof can just add a little bit extra to their flight. Still a little bit far back. We should have been further forward. Not too terrible though. Right, let's get ourselves back up and running. While the engine's spooling up, let's go and enter this in. We're going perfectly north back to our Tambo. Like so. Okay, put the SAS on. What is this warning for? Oh, RPM, we're still spooling up, that's fine. Cyclic disagree is okay when we're on the ground. Passengers are loaded. Let's see, we'll take off. So I think we'll just slide over and take off on that side and then come around this way and back out towards Joburg. That sounds good to me. Let's give ourselves a bit of extra altitude so we don't sit in the dust as we slide over the grass here. So yeah, we are kicking up a bit of dust, but at least it's below us. Oh, this is a dirt runway, you're right. Here we go. Off into the wind. And here's the main runway. Right. Goodbye, Heidelberg. Let's pick up some speed. We'll go back to 6,400 feet. Yeah, no, we gotta go up to 6,400 feet, not down. Right, let's get ourselves on track now for Joburg. There's 6,000 feet coming up. Okay, so just watching the needle, it's getting closer. We're going to turn slightly to the right, and that'll take us on our GPS track to Joburg. 8.5 minutes is our flight time. Okay, 6-3. Okay, there's 6-4. Oops, we've gone through our GPS track. Baddie. So I'm watching altitude and I'm watching chat. And I'm not watching our direction. Okay, let's take our altitude hold on the autopilot there. And we'll just come to the right a little bit. Get back on our GPS course. Okay, we're now at our cruise speed, about 127 knots. Ground speed, 147. Okay, that's nice. Obviously, we got the wind behind us. So just... yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened with my internet. Because the stream's still up on my iPad, but it's gone on my computer. It says I'm offline, but I can see the stream there still going. So my computer must still be connected to the internet, otherwise how would I be streaming? Love it. Okay, there we go. That's back. Interesting. Never had that before. And now, because I'm messing around with that, blowing through my track again. What a baddie. That was so weird, because my computer was saying there's no internet connection, but I'm watching the stream on my iPad, and it's still going. I couldn't see the stream on my computer, but it was obviously still uploading, because the stream was fine over there. Who knows? Right, after all that, what are we, about 4.5 minutes out? Right, we'll get ourselves back on. We went far off the track, just not perfectly on that GPS course. Not too big a deal, it's a short flight. Another church. Yep. Right, there's the airport up ahead. So once again, we'll come around those buildings and land to the south, because that's where the wind is coming from. In fact, let me double check active sky. 190 now on the wind. So let's actually update our heading bug. 90 like so. And we'll come to the right to make that loop so that we can bring ourselves to land into the wind at 190. Right, so we're just landing other side of that hangar there. So we'll come again around those buildings and in from the other side. Right, so we can pretty much follow this road in. Well, there's a crane there. In the middle of a field with nothing in it. Interesting. Start bringing the speed down. I really found that's helped me a lot with flying for, well, not just the 407, any helicopter, is to bring the speed down early, give yourself time to slow down. That's helped me a lot with the landings. Every time I've rushed it and had to try, I mean, I want to say slam on the brakes. Obviously, you don't have brakes like that, but every time I've had to try and slow down quickly, that's when I've gotten myself into an issue and hit the ground. Right, let's ditch our autopilots. And so 190 is a little bit further left than we had before, so that's nice. That means we don't have to turn as much coming out of this loop, which is perfect. Right, our helipad is just on the corner there. That's where we are going. Right, let's start bringing ourselves around. Do want to slow down a little bit. So normally at this kind of point, I like to be around 40 knots, which is about there. Do you feel like we're descending a little fast? Right, let's put ourselves on 190 for the wind. Keep a bit of extra altitude so we can clear the wall. Can't see the helipad now. There it is. That's the one thing I need to work on, is I always end up coming to a hover before the helipad, where I should really be doing that right on the spot that I want to land on. It is difficult to see. Maybe I should try with my head tracking so that I can look around a bit more as I'm doing it. Maybe that'll make it a bit easier. Okay, let's put the skids on the ground. Like so. Right, throttle can come to idle, cancel the horn, and we'll shut off and cancel the second horn as well. Right, let's switch off our landing line so we can turn this guy off. This can go back to standby. Fuel we can turn off, back to nav over there, we can cage that. I think it's caged. Anyway. Jump up to the overhead panel. Fuel can come off. Flight instruments we can turn off. Lights can come off. Avionics we're done with. pitot heat. Reset the generator and back to off. Instrument lights and then the battery. And let's just pull our rotor brake so we can get the rotors to stop. Like so. And I don't know, it doesn't actually let me put the tie downs back on. There's supposed to be somewhere you can click out here that actually does it, but it's never worked for me. Anyway, welcome back to our Tambo. Oh yes, last thing before, don't forget to finish the flight so we can get the cash and offload the passengers. Alright, well that brings us to the end of the stream. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed flying the 407 once again. We'll definitely be doing that more on the stream. I love flying this helicopter. But thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you again tomorrow. We'll be flying the 737-200 back to the old school VOR navigation. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Let me cue up the outro, and then I can say goodbye for real.